Thank you so much for being here. I will use my phone later again. I'll put it in my pocket now. And I have brought something with me from a previous speaker, because today we heard so many great personal life stories of people who have something to share. And I wish all of us that we can take this message out into the world, because you are needed. I use this stone here as an anchor, right? As an anchor of trust that I want all of us to become in the next 10 minutes. I'm going to do something that I love to do, and I invite you to join me. It's voluntarily, right? I love to open up spaces and hold them for a little while. And then in these spaces, something happens. Because this topic is very important to me, and because I work in a very regulated industry, highly structured, it's not my strength. I have prepared a script, right? And I will now go into this script. At the end, I will invite you to join me on LinkedIn, because some of you in your organizations, in your firms, might like to have something of a similar kind, a solution that speaks to one problem that many of us, if not all of us, actually know. I suppose all of you have parents, right? All of you are children of parents. Let me start. What you're hearing is silence. And it is this very silence that tears families of wealth apart over generations. When silence separates parents from their children, it does not only destroy relationship, it destroys the family wealth over time. Succession, inheritance, and governance are not technical events. They are fragile moments of human transition. That is why we must invest in conversations first, and then capital. We must invest in conversations before capital. In your own family, or if you're advising families of wealth, have you heard of inheritors who were kept in the dark, who didn't know until the end what was going to happen? And when the notary opened up the testament, people were shocked. They were in disbelief, angry. Why does my brother get the car and not me? What happens to the vase? It was not in the testament. Why does my sister, who is now running the family office as a CEO, her daughter gets tuition paid, but my son does not? These are not spreadsheet problems. These are the hard conversations about the soft topics of family wealth. And I know this personally. I've seen it in my own family. My grandfather passed down a trauma of silence to his son, who is my father, and I've passed it down to my daughters. And they spent 2 weeks with me this summer, the first time since the divorce 6 years ago. My youngest one called me her 8-hour dad. I said, girl, what's up with the 8-hour dad? She said, well, you know, that's the time it takes for us to travel to see you. But it's not 8 hours by car. It's 8 hours by plane. So if I'm standing on this stage today, it is because I have experience. And I'm going to tell you, the conversations we're not having are slowly undoing us. Please, everyone, consider in your business, in your family, what are the conversations that are unspoken? And what is the cost if they remain unspoken? Now, it's not always easy having these conversations. And through my own personal story, which the great speakers before me have shown their own stories, we all have these stories. What I experienced is learning in a community can be very, very helpful to address these elephants in the room. And together with my partners and my advisory board, I created a forum. And we're having roundtables in Switzerland. It's not a conference, it's not a seminar, it's not a summit. And last month we hosted decision makers from the family wealth industry in Switzerland, single family offices, multifamily offices, and they shared their stories, war stories from the trenches. How would you solve this? I would challenge that. Here is what I have seen that worked. And the room lit up. And when people left, they left with ideas and resources and tools to start having those conversations that matter most. And those attendees, they invested in the conversations that matter. Truly lead your business, your companies, and your family. You need to bring all of who you are, not just the glorious side, all of it. Your limitations, our fears, our worries, and our traumas. That is what a good peer community is all about. It's not about networking, it's about transformation. It's not about performance, it's about presence, about listening, and about being there, and about seeing the other person. And my vision is that many, many families, as many as I can touch, through the collaborations I build, through the partnerships we're having, that many, many children grow up differently. Many parents can tell a different story. It's not about managing assets, it's about managing alignment. Let me bring out my phone, and I would like you all to take your phones. It's an invitation, you don't have to do it, but here is my invitation. It worked for me. Go to your calendar app. Type in important conversations. And put it on endless repeat. Don't stop until you start having these important conversations. Pick up the trail that I'm giving you the first breadcrumb today and follow it to the end. While you're at it, switch to LinkedIn, find Benjamin Ulrich, and send me a LinkedIn request, a connection request, so we can start having these conversations. I'd love to help you.